The demand from the stars. No one on Earth saw the fleet arrive. There was no warning, no alarm, no bright flash in the sky. One moment the night was calm, and the next, the stars were gone. Massive shapes filled the space above Earth. Thousands of ships, black and sharp, blocking the light of the sun and moon. They moved into perfect lines, silent and slow, like hunters who already knew their prey would not escape. Across the planet, every screen turned on by itself. Phones, televisions, city billboards, military displays, all showed the same image. A tall alien figure stood before a symbol of fire and steel. Its eyes were cold, its voice calm, and its tone carried no doubt. "This world is now under the notice of the Imperial Dominion," the alien said. "You have been judged, and you have been found weak." People froze in their homes. Cities that never slept went silent. Even the oceans seemed still. The alien continued, unmoved by the fear spreading across Earth. "We have conquered 300 civilizations," it said. Each believed they were special. Each believed they would resist. All of them now serve. Images appeared behind the alien. Burning planets, broken fleets, cities in chains. Entire species kneeling before the same symbol. "You will bow," the alien said. "You will offer resources, labor, and loyalty, and in return, you will be allowed to exist." Earth's leaders watched from hidden bunkers. Some whispered in fear, others in anger. A few searched history, hoping to find a miracle that did not exist. The Empire had a name. It was older than human civilization. It had crushed worlds that were far more advanced than Earth. The alien commander tilted its head slightly, as if amused. "Do not waste time thinking of war," it said. "Your weapons cannot harm us. Your ships cannot reach us. Your people cannot stand against us." Around Earth, Imperial warships powered up. Their weapons glowed with energy strong enough to crack planets. It was not a threat, it was a reminder. On the surface, people waited for a response. They expected panic, speeches, maybe even surrender. What they received was nothing. No message came from Earth. No signal, no answer, no sign of fear. The silence confused the Empire. They had seen fear before. They had seen anger, pride, and desperation, but silence was rare. The alien commander leaned closer to the screen. "Your delay changes nothing," it said. "Kneel now, or burn later." Still, Earth said nothing. Deep beneath the surface of the planet, lights turned on. Old doors opened for the first time in centuries. Systems that were never meant to be seen came alive. The Empire did not notice this. To them, humans were slow, divided, and weak. A species that would break the moment true force was shown. The commander smiled, a sharp and cruel expression. "You have one standard hour," it said. "After that, we will remind the galaxy why defiance ends in fire." The transmission ended. Across the stars, the Empire waited. Above Earth, the fleet remained still, and for the first time since leaving their home world, humans prepared to answer not with words, but with something far older, far darker, and far more dangerous. The galaxy believed Earth would bow. It was about to learn how wrong that belief was. The quiet before the storm above Earth, the Imperial fleet waited. Thousands of ships held perfect position. Their weapons stayed charged, their crews calm and confident. The Empire had seen this before. Silence always came before surrender. Fear made species quiet, not brave. The alien commander watched the planet from the flagship. Oceans, clouds, glowing cities. All of it looked fragile, too soft to fight, too divided to stand. On Earth, something strange was happening. There were no riots, no mass panic, no world leaders begging for mercy. Instead, cities slowly went dark, one by one. Power grids shut down in perfect order. Satellites stopped sending signals. Civil air traffic vanished from the sky. To the Empire, it looked like collapse. The commander smiled, believing the humans were already breaking. "See how they hide," the commander said to its officers. They prepared to kneel in silence, but deep beneath the surface of Earth, a different world was waking up. Ancient bunkers opened with low metallic sounds. Rooms sealed for hundreds of years filled with light. Human officers moved without panic. There were no speeches, no shouting, no fear in their eyes. Only focus, only calm. Old screens came alive. Symbols appeared that no civilian had ever seen. Systems marked as forbidden were unlocked. These were not weapons meant to scare enemies. They were weapons meant to end wars before they began. In space, Imperial scouts moved closer to the moon. Their mission was simple, observe and report. They never sent anything back. One by one, scout signals vanished. No explosions, no distress calls, just silence. An Imperial officer noticed the missing data. Possible system error, it said. The commander waved it away. Humans cannot reach us, the commander replied. They are still learning how to leave their own gravity. But then, sensors across the fleet flickered, readings spiked and vanished. Space itself seemed to bend for a brief moment. What was that? An officer asked. The sensors showed nothing. No ships, no energy, no threat. The fleet remained calm, but something felt wrong. On Earth, a single message was prepared. It was short, cold, and clear. No threats, no anger, no fear. The message was not sent yet. Humans were waiting. They always waited until the enemy believed victory was certain. The alien commander checked the time. Only minutes remained before the deadline ended. The fleet began powering its front weapons. Prepare the demonstration, the commander ordered. A small city will be enough. Below, human cities stayed silent. No prayers were broadcast. No calls for mercy were sent. Instead, something ancient moved in the dark between stars. Not through normal space, not through known paths. The Empire could not see it, could not track it, could not understand it. As the final minutes passed, the commander leaned back, confident. This species will be forgotten by tomorrow, it said. Far away, beyond sensors and logic, human fleets waited for a single command. And for the first time in centuries, the galaxy stood on the edge of a war it did not know how to survive. Humans break the rules. The final minute arrived. The Imperial fleet glowed with power. Weapons meant to erase cities hummed in silence. The alien commander raised one claw. Begin the lesson, it ordered. Before the command could finish, every Imperial screen flickered. Static filled the displays. Then a single symbol appeared. It was not alien. It was not Imperial. It was human. A calm human voice followed, steady and emotionless. This is Earth, the voice said. We do not bow. The bridge of the flagship fell silent. Officers stared in confusion. No species had ever spoken to the Empire like this. The commander laughed, sharp and loud. So, you choose extinction, it replied. Space behind the Imperial fleet twisted. Not with light, not with energy, but with darkness. Sensors screamed and then failed. Readings showed impossible results. Distances collapsed, and physics stopped making sense. Human warships appeared, not from hyperspace, not from known jump paths. They emerged from empty space itself, cold, silent, and already in firing position. The Empire fired first. Beams of energy crossed the void. They struck nothing. Human ships moved without engines, without heat, without warning. Then the first Imperial ship vanished. No explosion, no debris. It simply ceased to exist. Shock spread across the fleet. Officers shouted reports that made no sense. Shields failed against weapons they could not detect. What is happening? The commander demanded. This is not possible. Another ship collapsed inward, crushed by forces the Empire had never studied. Crew and steel vanished together. The human voice returned, calm as before. You studied how to conquer, it said. We studied how to survive. The Empire tried to regroup. Formations broke. Orders conflicted. For the first time in its long history, the Imperial fleet was afraid. Human ships advanced slowly, not rushing, not chasing, like hunters who knew escape was impossible. One Imperial officer whispered, "They are ignoring our shields." Another replied, "They are ignoring our laws of physics." The commander stared at the tactical display. Entire wings of ships were gone, not damaged, not retreating, gone. Then a massive human vessel moved forward, larger than any ship the Empire had ever built. Its surface was dark, marked with ancient symbols. The name appeared on every screen. Forced through Imperial systems, judgment of terror. The human voice spoke one last time. This is not war, it said. This is correction. The commander felt something new. Not anger, not pride, fear. Around the fleet, space continued to break, and the Empire finally understood its mistake. They had not come to conquer a weak world. They had come to awaken something that should have stayed silent, and the reckoning had only just begun. The Empire burns. The Imperial fleet began to fall apart. Orders overlapped and broke. Command channels filled with fear and confusion. The alien commander shouted commands. Hold formation, return fire, do not retreat. No order mattered anymore. Human ships moved with calm control. They did not chase fleeing targets. They erased them. Imperial weapons struck again. Planet-breaking beams cut through space. Human ships did not dodge. The beams bent away. Space folded around the human hulls. Physics itself refused to obey the Empire. One Imperial cruiser tried to jump away. Its engines screamed. Space collapsed around it. The ship crushed inward like paper. Its signal vanished in a blink. Fear spread faster than any weapon. Alien crews screamed in languages never meant for panic. Officers abandoned posts. The Empire had ruled by terror for thousands of years. Now terror ruled them. Human weapons were silent. No sound, no flash, no warning. Ships simply disappeared. Whole formations were erased. Gaps opened across the fleet. Perfect lines turned into chaos. The commanders stared at the damage reports. Lost numbers climbed beyond belief. This was not a battle. This was collapse. A desperate order was sent. All units, fall back to capital space. The message barely left the system. Human signals cut through it, blocking escape routes before they could form. The massive human flagship moved forward. Judgment of Terror cast a shadow across the broken fleet. A final transmission forced its way onto Imperial screens. Not shouted, not angry, cold and controlled. "You came to teach fear," the human voice said. "You came to demand obedience." The flagship's weapons began to charge. Not fast, not loud, slow, deliberate. "We are showing you the cost," the voice continued, "of touching Earth." A wave passed through space. Not heat, not light, something deeper. Imperial command ships went dark, one after another. Their cores collapsed into nothing. The Empire's control vanished. Without command, the fleet shattered. Survivors ran in every direction. Some ships powered down and surrendered. Others fled blindly into the dark. Many did not escape at all. The alien commander watched its empire burn. Centuries of conquest undone in minutes. Pride turned to horror. "This cannot be happening," it whispered. On Earth, people still waited, unaware of the full scale of the battle, only feeling a strange calm. The stars above Earth began to clear. Where once there were thousands of ships, now there were ruins and empty space. The Empire had come to break a world. Instead, it was being erased from history. And somewhere beyond the fight, human fleets prepared to deliver the final lesson. One the galaxy would never forget. A lesson written in fire. The war ended as suddenly as it had begun. The stars around Earth grew quiet again. Debris drifted where an empire once stood. Surviving Imperial ships transmitted surrender codes. Their weapons powered down. Their pride shattered. The human fleets did not chase them. They did not demand territory. They did not ask for tribute. The massive flagship Judgment of Terror remained in place, silent and watching, like a final warning written in steel. A single message spread across known space, broadcast on every channel the Empire once controlled, clear and impossible to ignore. "This is Earth," the human voice said. "We do not conquer worlds. We end threats across the galaxy." Enslaved species listened in shock. Many had never heard a free voice speak with such calm power. Hope spread where fear once ruled. The Imperial capital world waited in silence, its defenses active, its leaders terrified. Human fleets did not rush. They arrived slowly, so the Empire could understand what was coming. The alien rulers attempted one final message. Apologies, offers, promises, all ignored. The human response was short. "You were warned." A controlled strike followed. Not aimed at cities, not aimed at civilians. Imperial command structures collapsed. Control towers vanished. War factories went dark. The Empire fell without a final scream. Its power broken. Its rule ended. When the dust settled, humans left. No flags planted. No chains placed on survivors. Only one law was carved into the memory of the galaxy. Never demand Earth to bow. Trade routes reopened. Old borders faded. Free worlds began to speak again. Among the stars, a new saying spread, whispered in fear and respect. "If humans are silent, run." On Earth, life returned to normal. People never knew how close extinction had come, only that the night sky felt safer. Deep in space, the Judgment of Terror turned away. Its mission complete, its message delivered. The Empire had asked for obedience. It received fire, and the galaxy learned a truth it would never forget. Humans do not bow. They answer. Echoes across the stars centuries past. Earth had returned to calm, its people unaware of the legends written in fire above their heads. The galaxy remembered. Every species whispered the same warning. Humans do not bow. survivors of the Empire rebuilt their worlds, cautious, careful, never again demanding obedience from the planet that had ended gods. But far beyond, in the shadow of distant stars, new fleets stirred, curious, ambitious, unaware of the lessons carved in flame. Earth watched silently, its fleets hidden, its people ready. The message was simple, clear, and eternal. The galaxy would learn again. Do not test humanity. A new dawn rose, and with it, the unspoken promise that whenever the Empire returned, or any new threat appeared, humans would answer, and the fire would return. The stars were calm, but the galaxy knew. The silence of Earth was not weakness. It was preparation, and no one would dare ignore it.